So what would you think that you guys would tell a young player now? Maybe someone that you like, maybe one of your mom's players or maybe another young lady or young man. From your story, what can you tell them to have them prepare for maybe an opportunity that you guys have gotten?
I think I would tell a young player.
Hey man, welcome back. It's the bench starters. I'm James. Noah's not here. He's gone for the holidays, but you know, it's been a long time coming. We've been gone for a while, but you know, we're back. So I just wanted to kick it off with two special guests today, Ernest Myles and Bre Gunnels. So today we're going to talk about their overseas journey so far. They're both rookies in Europe, and then we're going to, you know, talk about how they got to that point and, you know, how like sometimes just it's not always a straight line shot to success. And, you know, in basketball, you got to lay one brick at a time and you're just getting better every day. So, welcome, guys, welcome on the show.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man.
It's my second time.
This is Bre's second time. She's most definitely a bench starter alumni. Yeah.
I get late invites. Got late invite.
You got a late invite?
I think that was COVID when I was, COVID had just started when I came the first time.
Yep. So then we had to find somewhere to.
Dang, I was here too. That's crazy. No invite, man.
I apologize, but now you're here now, though.
Yeah, I'm here now.
You're not here now.
I appreciate it.
So, how you guys' season going so far?
Ours was a rocky start. We dropped a couple games early, but we also had just gotten our point guard. She had came like a week before the first game, so we had to kind of feel her out. And then right now we're on like a 3-game winning streak, so it's been good so far. I think we like 8-7, 8-6, something like that.
Yeah, we struggling right now. We 5th in the league. You know, that's one team before the bottom. We on a losing streak right now, but we, like she said, we still figuring each other out, man. We had a few Americans just come in game after game after game, so we not used to each other's games right now. But I feel like we gonna get it together because we've been dropping games, but all between like 1 to 3 points. So nothing, man. We get it together.
All single possession games, so that's pretty good. So both of you guys have had success. Ern, you're playing with Apolonia in Albania, and Bre, you're playing with Forssan Alku in Finland. And you know, I've seen that you guys have had success so far, individual success, even though it might not be where you want it to be as a team perspective. Because I know you guys, I know you two just want to win the game, but I see that you guys have an individual success. Can you tell us like what does your day to day look like in Europe?
Day to day. We normally have a morning workout. Maybe like twice a week is lifting. So the other mornings is probably like shooting, light shooting, maybe like shooting drills, partner shooting, stuff like that. And then we normally have like 3 or 4 hour break in between, go to lunch. Now I normally take a nap. That's probably just about every day, especially because we eat like it's pretty big lunch just to be ready for practice. So then practice normally in the evening, a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours at the most. And after that, the day's done pretty much.
Yeah, we pretty much got the same thing. Get up in the morning, work out, get some shooting in, lifting if you want to. Lifting is optional actually, but yeah, you get a lift or you definitely got to go shoot. So, work out in the morning. And like you said, you get a pretty much 4 or 5 hour gap, and then practice it. Practice is pretty late actually, around 6, 7 every day. Cause our other guys that's in the local area, they do stuff like teach and stuff, so they can't go earlier in the day. So yeah, practice is pretty late. So that's pretty much our routine every day.
So while you guys are over there, I know you guys aren't always being able to be with your family, and because both of you guys are just over there by yourselves, right? Right. So how do you guys like kill your time? So in those 4 or 5 hour gaps, I know that you said that you took a nap, but I know that's not every single day. Like, how do you kill your time? And also, like, when you guys are over there, what are you guys eating? Like, because I know it's most definitely different than from being in Kansas City. Like, I know you guys ain't going to Gates, or you're not going to, anywhere, what I'm saying, like that out there. So
besides nap, I feel like the naps are probably not even tired, just trying to kill the time for real. But spend a lot of time like just watching game. I watched a lot of college games, like even like the replays, because obviously it's real late when the games actually come on. So the next day I'm normally like watching replays on Netflix, stuff like that. But although I'm in another country, I'm kind of used to being away from home. Though I was in Iowa for 5 years, so that was like kind of preparing me for this. Although it's another country, like you said, the food is completely different. I think the only restaurant I'm familiar with out there is like Subway. Other than that, well, in that city.
Yeah.
Other cities got other stuff, but Subway in the city I'm in is the only one I'm familiar with. All the rest of them are, local places. But the food isn't bad. I haven't had like a bad experience. I think the only difference is they mix foods differently than we would, like sides, and it's weird mixes of foods, but it's the same stuff we eat. I haven't had a bad experience so far.
Throughout the day, this goes on like she said. I take naps all the time. I take cat naps throughout the day, all day, man. And my teammates make fun of me about it, but it's all good, That's how I can today. I play the game. Of course, we watch TV. We'll watch some movies together. Me and my other American teammates, we watch the movies together. Really much, we just chill and kick it, man. Just talk and crack on each other. It's the same thing throughout the day. As far as eating, it's tough because it's a lot of seafood, and I don't like seafood. So it's just seafood. Every place got seafood, crazy. And what's good before I left, we found some places that got some good food. So like, I found a place that had some legit burgers. So I'm like, okay, we going there. I go there about 3-4 times a week. So I try their food, but it's not, like she said, it's got bad combinations. Like I got a hot dog from a place called Pizza Italia, and they just swarm my hot dog with fries on it. And I'm like, and it's like the fries are very greasy, and slimy. It's crazy, but like it's a good experience beside that. No bad experience. It's just, that's me. I'm a picky eater.
Yeah. So going from, you guys, so Bre played at UNI, University of Northern Iowa, and then you played at Park University in Kansas City, Missouri, Parkville, Missouri. So where you guys see the difference at from, taking that next step from the professional level now to like where you guys were, playing in college? Like where's like, so what's the big difference? I mean, unless there isn't a difference, but what's the big difference?
Like in our game, or like in the the European game?
Yeah. So like in the European game, like in the professional European game, what do you think is like the big difference that you see? Like, man, like this wasn't like this last year at all.
Dang. I think the biggest thing is, and I don't know if this is like every professional club, but like in UNI, it was so structured. We had like 70 plays, and it was kind of like these were the plays they had for years. So it didn't matter who was on the team, that's what they played. And here it's a little bit like dedicated to what you do well personally. I think that works better for me. So yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. And outside of those small little rule changes, like the 8 seconds over the half court, or like the 24 second shot clock instead of 30, and then those small little like in-game things, that's different. But other than that, it's not too bad. It's just a little less structure, I would say.
I would say the biggest difference for me is having to take my jump shot a lot more. And while I was in college, I took shots here and there, but now every game is like at least 4 or 5 jump shots a game. So that's a big difference for me. Also, I would say that it's a lot. Let me see. Aggressive. So I'm an aggressive player. I would say like guys that are very much stronger. So when you over there, you definitely want to be in the weight room and try to get yourself stronger and stuff. Make sure you're ready, stay ready in the off season and all types like that. Because like I would say, it's a lot aggressive over there than here. Physical.
More physical.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So do you feel like at your respective places that you played at, do you feel like that got you prepared mentally, physically, or anything like that? Like do you think like at UNI, do you feel like, man, like there's a point that you can be like, man, I'm prepared to be over here right now? Or was it a bigger adjustment for you? And then for you, like at Park, do you feel like, man, like I feel like this moment in time, like I feel like I was prepared for this moment actually? Or was it like a time that you had to like sit back, like, okay, like I gotta readjust and then, think what I can do better and work and then continue to work on my game. And then it's just, because both of you guys had pretty good success as rookies, so I just want to know if like there's a point in time at your respective places that didn't help you get to this point.
I think my preparation was less about basketball. I think my preparation basketball came probably the summer prior to going. I think it was more of a mental thing because in Iowa nobody looks like me. Not only like on the campus but in the city in general. So getting used to a place that's different from home and being outside my comfort zone prepared me to be across the world where nobody looks like me, people speak another language. So I think my preparation was more so outside of basketball. And then the basketball part might have came from what I did personally outside of being at UNI, I think.
Just to piggyback off what she said, it's pretty much the same. I've been away from home for a long time. You know, I grew up in Detroit, and I was 15 years old. I moved to Indianapolis for high school, and then I went to Park. I was at Park for 5 years, so you know that helped me prepare for sure. And like we had a lot of international people at Park, so it's not a big thing for me. I feel comfortable, very comfortable overall.
So like, you know, we're always in the gym together, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody knows, like, I also train. I'm assistant college basketball coach. But so, like, these are, like, probably the two hardest working people I've ever been around. So what do you think that, like, maybe we could have did more of? Or what do you think that we really hit hard on, like, and that like, you really was like, man, this actually translates, where sometimes, like, you know, I'm more the boring drill guy. Like, we gonna ref. We're gonna get a lot of pull up jump shots up. We're gonna do a lot of that stuff. But like, what do you so what do you think is the thing that like might have translated more that we could have did, or what do you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think that they's like, man, I'm happy that we really worked on this summer.
I would say, like I said, jump shots. Like we worked on the corner three a lot. Like you got on me a lot about the threes. We worked on a lot of pull up middies and stuff like that. And I would say, my coach asked me to shoot more threes and stuff like that. You know, in college, they didn't ask me to take threes at all. So it was a big adjustment for me, but it wasn't like I never heard it before because we worked on it all summer. As well as guys don't respect you because they don't know you over there. So I had to knock down a few jump shots in the mid-range area and so forth for them to respect me. So I'm like, that helped me a lot, preparing me going overseas.
I agree. Well, I probably shot more threes in college. So now shooting threes a little bit, maybe one a game, or I might miss a couple games, not shoot a three, but I've shot a lot of mid-range shots. And I feel like you said, you were the boring guy, but I appreciated like we was doing that every day because when I first got there and we was like scrimmaging, I almost couldn't miss from certain places that we was going over and over and over. And it felt like it was, and even now I'm like, I know I'll make it the next. It just feels good. Like it's like I kept doing that. So I appreciated that. So I think the continuous rep was really good for me, especially in those moments where, you know, you missed a couple shots that you know you can make. And it's kind of like you keep confidence because you know I've seen it go in so many times. So, yeah, that helped.
And you guys' young career so far, what is kind of like one of the highlighted moments that you can really remember? It can be in college, it can be your professional. Like, what is like the thing that you really like remember in you guys' young career so far? Because I want you guys to play this game until your legs don't let you or till your back don't let you. I want you guys to play this until, you know what I'm saying? Until, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing about it is like you guys work so hard every day. You guys want to be able to do this until, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So not just this year, just in general.
Yeah,
I think one of my favorite memories was the season after COVID when we had like a big WNIT run. I think we went to the Final Four, lost in that Final Four game before the championship. And the reason that's my favorite was because we had beat like a couple like top 25 teams, so we felt like we should have been in the
NCAA
big dance. Yeah, so when we didn't and we went to WNIT, it was kind of like, oh, we don't want to do this. So I remember our first game, it was just like, it was like a terrible game. Like the way we played, you could just tell we didn't want to be there. And I remember our coach gave us like a little halftime speech, like, here, like WNIT or Big Dance, you playing basketball and somebody's watching, and it's a lot of teams at home right now that's not playing. So it was like, okay, we got a chance. And I remember we played pretty good teams, like we played Ole Miss and, you know, some big teams. So it wasn't like we were just here playing like it's some sorry teams that if we won it didn't matter. So winning those games and then getting to the Final Four and like I think we went to Memphis and that's where the Final Four took place. So it was one of those things where it was like just appreciating the game, more or less about what everybody else got to say and the hype about it, just enjoying playing.
Mm-hmm. I would say I'm stuck between my 1,000 points because, you know, as a player and from high school to now, the people just see me as a rebounder. So me getting 1,000 points meant a lot to me. So, but I would say probably lean towards this season, my rookie year. I probably 3 games ago, I broke the single game rebound record with 24. And I would say that because going into that game, I didn't feel good. Like my stomach was hurting. I didn't eat prior to the game, and I just felt bad. Like I just knew I was gonna have a bad game. But as the game went along, I don't know, something just clicked. I started to feel better, and I stayed hydrated the whole game. And I didn't even know I had that many rebounds. I just looked up at the box score after the game, and so
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys know when you didn't win Defensive Player of the Year for your conference. Yeah, that's super crazy.
I was sick.
That was super crazy. I think you're probably the most because you played in what conference was it?
Missouri Valley.
The Missouri Valley Conference. I think that year you were easily, I think, the most versatile defender in the conference. I mean, I think you had more blocks than the person who won it.
Yeah,
I think counting stats, like actual counting stats, I think you should have got it as well. But just from watching the games, you for sure should have got Defensive Player of the Year that year. And then for Ern, a lot of people, like he played in small college basketball, played NAIA basketball, but he's one of the few people to have 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in his college career, which speaks levels of like they're over there scoring. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what you guys were truly known for. You know what I'm saying? Like in college, like you guys had another role.
Yeah.
But just how important it is for kids to understand, like, hey, the opportunity will always be there. It's just, are you going to be prepared when opportunity arrives?
right.
You weren't really looked. I mean, so like my first year there, that was your last year at Park. I remember those games. I was just telling you, hey man, let's not even worry about getting the ball, man. Let's just try to go grab it off the board and let's go get your double for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's times where like I'll call you, like, hey man, you didn't do all that shooting for you not to let it fly. So it's just you guys always worked and didn't really cry about the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You didn't cry like, oh man, I'm not getting no touches or like they not running nothing for me. You guys kind of just works until the opportunity came, and now it's cool to see you guys thriving in the stuff that offensively that you guys always wanted to do. Going on from there, what's something that you would? I'm gonna ask 2 questions. What would you tell your younger self right now? Like, did you think that you were going to be where you're at right now? Like, if you saw little Ern at 14 years old about to move to Indy, like, what would you tell him right now?
It's time to get to work right now. Because when I got to Indy, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm about to get away from trouble. Not thinking I'm about to go play basketball. When I got to Indy my sophomore year at Arsenal Tech, that was the first time I got to play, not professional, but organized basketball. So I would say to my younger self, get to work right now. If I'd known that I was going to get to this point, get to work right now.
How about you, Bre? What would you tell your younger self? Little Bre, right when she comes into Southeast High School.
14, you were about a freshman. I really started to have professional aspirations in middle school. I don't know if I can't say that I believe that I could do it. I think it was more so like a dream or a goal. So about 14, I probably was like, because I really didn't hit my stride until like 6th grade. So I think by like 14, freshman year, I was like, okay. I think my biggest goal at that time was go to college. It wasn't even like a certain level. It was like, go to college, do whatever you got to do. And it was important to me at that time to like step away from my mom being my coach. So I think at that point I was like telling myself, get comfortable with that type of stuff. So yeah, if I could tell myself something, I would say keep going, because that was a rough period. But I would say keep going if I had to tell myself something.
And I know I said it in the last pod when Bre was on. I remember I was coaching at the same high school she was at her freshman year, and her first game as whatever, you're 14, 15-year-old freshman, first game against West Platte High School, she had a triple-double. Like, points. She probably had like 30 points, something crazy rebounds, and she had like 10 blocks or something like that. She had a triple double. That's all. I remember seeing from afar, because we didn't really like, I didn't really know her like that, and I'm also the person, I'm not kind of like I mean,
Like
she
go
looked,
up.
yeah, like I'm not gonna go up and be like, hey, like, you know, like, and give a whole bunch of opinions of what a kid should do and stuff like that. So just kind of let the relationship kind of grow naturally. But and that was, I mean, that's when she was in college. So like, but I always got to be able to like see how special Bre was, you know. So just being able to, you know, hear that, you know, you already had those aspirations, but maybe you just didn't, you know, that you possibly could do that. It is cool to see, like, you know, like that you're here now, though. You know what I'm saying? So what would you think that you guys would tell a young player now? Maybe someone that you like, maybe one of your mom's players, or maybe another young lady or young man. Like, what would you tell them from your story that maybe, because it's not yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you tell them to, like, you know, have them prepare for maybe an opportunity that you guys have gotten?
I think I would tell a young player to run your own race. I think that, especially now with social media, everything, people think it's a certain way that things have to go. Like, you gotta be ranked, or you gotta have a crazy like highlights on the internet, and then you gotta go to a big school, and then you gotta go to the draft. Like, there's not a certain way to do stuff, or you gotta be in high school or transfer to a big school to. So I feel like people think that there's a certain way that things have to go. So I would say, make your own story. Like, just if that's your goal, however you plan it out and put steps in between to make it there, just run your own personal race. And also comparing yourself to other people can never really give you the credit you really deserve, because everybody starts at different times for different reasons. So I can only compare myself to my old self.
Yeah.
You know, I can
Yourself
never
yesterday.
Yeah, like how can I like compare myself to you when I might have started in 4th grade, you might have started in 2nd. So you already got like a whole different thing. So yeah, I would say run your own race, not to compare yourself to other people.
Something I would give to a younger player, I would say play your game and take pride in your game. Because I have a lot of people telling me growing up, and you know, in all the situations, I've always been a rebounder and a defender before anything. And to this day, I got family and friends like in my ear, like, you know, you always get this many rebounds, you should have this many points. And like, you know what my game is. You know what coaches bring you in for. So that's why I say take pride in your game. You know what you're good at, and play your game. So don't go out there trying to get 30 points and you know you a rebounder, you a defender. I mean, it's gonna be times where you can get 30 points, you know, but don't let nobody downplay your game. That's what I would say. 'Cause, you know your game. Only you know your game.
Yeah, I think it is kind of sometimes cliche when we say every role is a great role.
Be a star in your role.
It is cliche, but yeah, being a star in your role, I think sometimes it is cliche, but it's like one of those little coaching mantras that you just have to keep saying, because you know you had a girl who could really shoot the mess out the ball, and it's like, I actually want her to shoot the ball 15 times, you know what I'm saying, or 14 times, and you had guys like on your teams that you were there. You had some All-Americans. You had, you know what I'm saying, but you know and what they did best was maybe score the ball, but just understanding, like, if you're a scorer, you go score the ball. Of course you got to play defense and play. You know what I'm saying, like, I hope that's always like 100% what everybody wants to do. I hope it's never just one like I just need to score the ball and that's the only thing I'm gonna do. But you know, but you just come out here, just, you know what I'm saying, you rebound the ball and you're playing defense, you're switchable, like you can stay in front of guards, you know, like I think that's a humongous thing of just realizing, like, in the flow of the game, especially now in the professional level, when you guys are getting up to always 80, somewhere between 88 and 100 points, you're going to score your 15 points throughout the flow of the game. However you're scoring it, you're still going to, you know, score. And like you said, like, if they're swinging the ball, they're sagging off of you, then you have your opportunity.
Right.
So were you prepared for your opportunity? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into a part where, you know, me and Noel, once again, he's not here, but we're gonna try to, you know, have a different little segment. So we're just gonna do some quick fire. So I'm gonna ask you guys, growing up, who's your biggest motivator?
My mom.
My dad.
I'll say my dad as well. Yeah, both.
So can we like elaborate on that?
I would say because even before I was in the situation to where I'm in playing organized basketball, my dad always pushed me. Like, he always knew I would get to this point. Like, even when I had doubts in myself, my dad always motivated me to be the best player I can be.
How about you, Bre?
Yeah, I lost my dad when I was young, so my mom was seeing her do what she had to do was motivate. So it was like one and the same. No, and then she absolutely never, like, I told her I had a goal, and she was supportive of it, and so just motivated me, pushed me forward.
So going from there, the next question I want to ask: who did you model your game after? Who would you say that you was like, you know what? I like how this dude play, or I like how this young lady plays. Like, I want to be like, I want to be them. You know what I'm saying? But still be yourself, but you want to be them.
Honestly, who I wanted to be like growing up, I would say Kevin Durant. But as my game went on and I got older, I'm like, man, I'm so much like Dennis Rodman. You feel me? So I'm like, it kind of crossed over. I still love Kevin Durant. That's my favorite player. But as I grew as a player and I knew what I was good at and what I was able to do, I'm like, man, and my dad, that's another thing. My dad loved the Bulls, and like Jordan, his favorite player. So as he would watch highlights and stuff, and he'd give me knowledge of the game, I realized, like, yeah, Dennis Rodman, you know, I play a lot like this guy. So I would say I model my game after Dennis Rodman.
To be honest, I don't think I modeled my game after anybody. I can't think of somebody who I was like trying to emulate, but Kobe was is my favorite player. And then on the girl side, I would say Breanna Stewart is someone I see similarities in. And Kevin Durant is also my favorite current player. So those three. Kobe for the most part, though.
You said Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. I mean, those are two. I mean, all three of those players that you named, I mean, all four are all going to be Hall of Fame players. So the last question, I'm going to let you guys go because I know, you know, it's the holiday still. I want you guys to be able to be around your family and stuff. What's one thing that you think that from, like, right now, like, since you guys both are on break and you guys leave in the next couple of days, what's one thing that you want to improve on and be like, man, I think I could have did this better in the beginning of the season, but now, like, I feel better. I'm more in grooving the game now. So what is the one thing that you think that, like, you can improve on? Because I feel like as young as you guys are, I mean, you guys are older than a lot of young players now, because there's players probably watching are in high school or in college. But, you know, sometimes I don't think we always take a deep down analysis of our game that we've played so far, because you guys have played about 15 games now, so you guys already know what maybe, like, the stuff that you've done really great in, but where there's some stuff that you'd be like, man, like, I have to be better at this.
I actually had two things I would say when I first got over there, and up to now, they looking for me to score a lot more, and that's not, like, you know, that's different for me. I always been around like the third, fourth option scoring. So the first thing I would say is be a better teammate. I always be a better teammate. I struggle with that throughout my whole high school career, college career. I want to be a much better teammate on the second half and going on. And also I feel like I shied away from being the defender I know I am. So it's just because they wanted me to score and I've been crossing over to that, I feel like I've been shying away from defending, and I feel confident, you know, getting back, working out here and being around, you know, everybody I was with throughout the summer. I feel a lot confident in being a better teammate and a better defender in the second half.
I got that same goal, like getting back to the defender I thought I was, because now the preparation is a little bit different. Like, we don't scout as hard, so it's a little bit different to play defense. That's number one. Number two, I want to get back to playing with a higher motor. I think that I've I was kind of like everywhere in some games in college, like blocks, rebounds. It's just like you said, triple double type stats, flirting with those type of stats. I want to get back to that high motor, like making plays on both ends, like, consistently, not having those plays off, or those moments where it's like, dang, where's Bre? Or when she, you know, just like, even if I'm not scoring, like skying for a rebound, doing something to impact the game, like, a little bit more consistently than I have.
I think this is like you guys having to be able to, you know, a lot of people probably say, would have kept it probably more shallow, but you guys are actually holding you guys self accountable, which I think is huge to being a better basketball player, or just a better human being, is being able to hold yourself accountable. And I know that, you guys know, like when I shoot you guys a message, I always try to keep it real with you guys. And I think those are like one things I could say, like I agree with. Like, I think that you guys can go up another level. I think you guys got 2 more notches that you guys don't even think that you guys have. I think you guys got 2 more notches that you guys can play at for this season. But hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, Gen 1 Studios, for, letting us record here. This is our new home, so this is going to be our setup from now on. So I appreciate you, Gen 1 Studios. If you guys have your Instagrams that you guys want to, shout out, you guys can shout them out for us, man. I would appreciate that.
Do I know my Instagram name?
Y'all can follow me at @EarnWhyHeJump.
I think mine's
Bre
underscore Bre Gunnels, I think. I changed it a couple times, but yeah.
So it's Gen what? What's day?
Gen 1.
Gen 1 Studios.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, Gen 1 Studios.
Yeah, I'm happy for a second time back.
Yeah.
So, and when you guys get back, we'll most definitely have another one. We have to recap what you guys did this year.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate you guys. It's the bench starters, and we out of here, man.